Hi there, welcome back to Horror Movie Collector. In this video I'd like to show some of my horror movie marks that I have. So starting off with the first lot that I have are from the original 1981 American Werewolf in London, my all-time favourite werewolf movie, and the best for the creation by Rick Baker, and the special effects for the transformation for the werewolf are probably still the best in my options. So this first one is the werewolf mask, full overhead latex mask, absolutely fab, with the sort of grey dark hair and the snarling snout and the teeth and the yellowy eyes. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely love that. And then moving on up here we have the Nazi demon, which is from the dream sequence with David and his family, David's character in the film, and basically the whole family get wiped out by these Nazi demons in a dream sequence, and this is the one with the helmet, and really striking with the sort of twisted skin texture and the mouth and the fangs. Absolutely brilliant. And then moving on up here, this is the sort of werewolf demon from the dream sequence. Again, really great shot of from the film again, and with the fangs and the teeth and sort of like the red eyes and complete with the hair, complete overhead mask. Really fantastic. And then this one here is the third one from the dream sequence, which is the bullhead demon, which is like snarling one side of his mouth up and with the yellow eyes, and really effective, absolutely brilliant. And then moving on up here you have again David from the dream sequence, where he's running through the forest and he sees himself lying in his hospital bed, and the nurse comes to him, and then as she leans over him, all of a sudden he opens his eyes and his mouth, and he's like a demonic sort of half demon, half sort of werewolf, and it's just a split second, and the first time I saw that is actually quite frightening. The first time it did actually make me jump the very first time I saw that, so I was pretty young at the time, but I wasn't expecting that at all. But absolutely brilliant effective mask there. And then this one here is Jack, his friend that was killed at the beginning. He was the first victim, and who got killed on the moors by the original werewolf, and then he comes back to see his friend David to warn him that he will turn into a werewolf within 3 days, and he must take his own life to lift the werewolf curse or the bloodline. And really effective mask, complete with hair, and every time he appears to see his friend David, he's more and more decayed each time. And as you can see in this one, this is the version from him in the cinema towards the end of the film, and you can see just underneath there his flesh just ripped away from the werewolf from the beginning, that just tore his neck to pieces, and the way the claw marks come down over the top of the forehead. Absolutely brilliant, really great detail. So that's my American Werewolf in London masks. And then just moving on around here, you've got more the 80s classics. You've got Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street, complete with his hat and red and green sweater, and then that is an original prop, not an original prop, sorry, but it's more of a replica of the original from the very first film. So that's from the 1984 replica of what the first glove looked like from the first movie. And then of course the Freddy Krueger mask, really great mask. And then moving on here, these came from the Spirit Halloween out in Florida, in Orlando, and I really like these masks. They're just, even though they're really gruesome, but they're just like skin masks of victims, skin faces and turned into masks, and they very much remind me of Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then moving on up here, you have Jason Voorhees mask. Very straightforward, simple mask, but I just really love the design on this one. Complete with scar on his forehead that he got from the third film, I believe. And then I just love the way the mask is sort of like embedded into his skin. And unfortunately, it's not a mask that comes off to reveal his face underneath, but it's still a great mask. I absolutely love that version. And then this one here is another 80s classic from Halloween series, Michael Myers, complete with one of his knives, I believe from the first film, that style of knife that he used. And then the mask is a replica design from Halloween H20, and there are many designs throughout each film, but they're all very similar, and this is the one that I chose, and I'm more than happy with that particular design. Really great, complete with hair, so it's just absolutely fab. And then moving up here, you have more recent horror film, which is from Sinister. Really eerie and disturbing film, and it is actually quite jumpy at times. But this new character, where he has no mouth and just long hair, just really eerie and really effective. And then moving on here, this is more of a sort of like a Nosferatu kind of character, or Salem's Lot, which is a Stephen King two-part horror series. But I like this design with the yellow eyes, really striking, in the centered teeth. The big ears do look a little mad, but I really like the design for this one. But it has that character to it, like more Salem's Lot or Nosferatu, which I kind of like. And just there you got complete with like devil or vampire style hands. And then just moving on up here, you have mask from Brandon Lee's character from The Crow. It's not a horror film at all, so I just put this mask together with all these other guys because it's part of my horror mask collection, so I just wanted to show this one as well. But again, really great mask, and from Brandon Lee's last performance from The Crow. And then moving on here, this one is Lon Chaney from the 1925 Phantom of the Opera, and in my opinion it's probably one of the best Phantom of the Opera's films, with this kind of design of the Phantom. Even though the film is really old now, and maybe a lot of the younger generation don't appreciate the old silent or black and white films, but they were actually really effective. And like this character that Lon Chaney created, which was all his own makeup design, and he normally kept it pretty secret, was very effective, and it worked. And even to this day it's just really effective. And then moving on up here, you have another design very similar to the previous vampire mask, which is more of a Nosferatu mask from the 1922 silent classic. And I just love the way you got the centered teeth and the blood dripping down the lips there. Really effective. But again, sort of between Nosferatu and sort of Salem's Lot design, so but with the bald head, and just really effective. And then moving on up here, you have Pinhead from the 1987, which is the original Hellraiser film, and then replica of the puzzle box, which is the center point of the film. Really great mask. The only thing is with the Pinhead masks, that these plastic style pins, that they do tend to not stay straight, but nevertheless it's still a great mask. And then finally, another huge mask I've got, complete with devil hands, which is my all-time favourite created devil from 1985 Ridley Scott film, which was a legend that actually played Tom Cruise, and the devil, which was played by Tim Curry. Absolutely brilliant performance, but with crazy enormous horns. The only difference with this one, the horns are dead straight, whereas more in the film they do have a bit more of a shape to them. But really love the red skin on that, and the red eyes. Really effective. So there it is. They're all my monster crazy horror masks. So if you'd like to comment, please do. But this is a start of all my horror mask collection. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and look out for more to come soon. Thanks very much. Bye.